Does your dog always sit on your lap? It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's something that we've become so used to in this day and age, is that dogs are lapdogs. They're our comfort. They're a bit like a teddy bear to a lot of people, or like a baby to a lot of other people. The problem I have with dogs sitting on your lap all the time is that it doesn't really happen in natural dog behaviour. If you see a dog sitting on another dog, it tends to be in a context of an adult sitting on a puppy to say, shh, you're being too loud, puppy, I'm just going to sit on your head. And that's the only time it really happens, that you will see a dog really sitting on top of another dog. And yet, when we're so important to our dog's relationship, to their lives, we keep them safe, we keep them calm, we let our dogs sit on our laps without even thinking about how important that is from the dog's perspective. So I'd really like to challenge you today. Does your dog have to sit on your lap? Have you got the kind of dog that is always stuck to your side or follows you around the house maybe? Maybe you find that the only time the dog is really relaxed is when they're sleeping on top of your feet or under your desk. And what you've got there, unfortunately, is a little bit of separation anxiety. So the dog has abundantly bonded to you, and they're telling you in their behaviour every day that they struggle to be able to relax away from you. Now, the reasons why separation anxiety happens are huge. There's so many different contexts where separation anxiety comes through. The biggest reason I would say that we get this kind of bond, this over-attachment, this unhealthy level of relationship is because we're not consistent in our routines. We come and go as we please. And from the dog's perspective, we really are just locking them in a house repeatedly without very much routine or regime with it. So if you have got a dog that's a bit of a Klingon, that is sitting on your lap all the time, that needs to feel that comfort to you all of the time, the first thing I'm going to teach you to do is get your dog to enjoy sitting in its bed. If you haven't got a dog bed and your dogs pretty much just stay on the sofa or they stay with you and they don't have their own area, go and get them a dog bed. Get them something lovely that they're going to enjoy relaxing in. And you're going to take the dog over to its bed and you're going to give it some treats for sitting and waiting in its bed. Then when you go and sit on the sofa, if the dog jumps up, you're just going to brush it off. You're not going to get aggressive. You're not going to say no or down or off. The dog is already anxious in itself and feels the need to find proximity to calm itself down. So there's no need to be horrible to a dog that has got separation anxiety. It can be frustrating for you as an owner because it can feel like you can't go and do the things that you need to do in a day without the dog having a panic attack about it. But the first thing we've got to do is build in a bit of separation in the house while you're both there. In this modern, crazy, busy generation, we are going out to work for really long periods of time. And then when we come home, we feel really guilty about leaving the dog. And so we just give it loads of fuss and loads of attention. And you might as well, dude, you've only got these 4 hours with me. If you need your dog to be left for up to 8 hours a day, which is a really long day, and it's unfortunate, but it does happen in some dogs' lives, the first thing you've got to teach them is that when you come in, it's not going to be all about them. It's going to be very difficult for your dog to learn to relax without you if they don't get any chance to do so while you're there. So the first thing we need to do is really teach that dog to just enjoy being in its bed. And every time it goes to its bed, you're going to get up out of your seat and go and say hi to the dog for lying down and being a bit separate from you. I want you to think, we've had a little video about access to resources and height affecting your dog's idea of its job role with you. And in this day and age, most domesticated dogs' job is to just relax at home and concentrate when they're on a walk and enjoy life. But if your dog, as soon as it sees you, thinks, aha, that's my lap, and has to sit on your lap at every given opportunity, they are not just asking for proximity, they've put their arm around you and they're looking after you. And then it makes it very difficult for you to teach or train that dog because it's got such proximity all the time. So if you've got a bit of a Klingon, the first thing we really need to do is just teach that dog that it is praiseworthy, that it is worthwhile giving you a bit of personal space because you're important. You're so crucial to your dog's survival. for it to just literally walk all over you and sit on your lap at any given moment, it's not useful for your dog. It's not really proper love. So have a think about it. And if you have got a bit of a cling on, ask them to give you a bit more space and see if you can create situations where it's rewarding for the dog to be at distance from you.